Hey everybody. Okay, so look on the screen, mother and daughter. The victim here, the daughter, Alice Mateus. The mother had a strange feeling that a strong sense rather, that something was wrong. Goes to the apartment. It's unlocked. And unfortunately finds her daughter in the bathtub. In the bathroom, rather. In the bathroom, deceased. And they have, Dusty Dan as the ex-boyfriend? He's the suspect. Big headed, meatloaf head, Dusty Dan. And on top of that, they're insinuating that there's a possibility that there could be other victims. And asking anybody to come forward who may have been assaulted by this man. Look at him. This is how you know you have inferior men. Things don't. Now, I find it mighty interesting. It's interesting how if they dump the women, oh, they'll be happy about that. I got rid of her and blah, 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 blah. Speaking in general. But when the shoe was on the other foot, it didn't work out for a reason. Did your behavior attribute to it? Did it? That's one thing about Dusty's. They don't want self-accountability. None whatsoever. Dusty's, in my opinion, like doormats. Now, I don't know what all the particulars were of the relationships, but for him to be the alleged murderer speaks volumes. I keep telling you, and it's very obvious. In my opinion, these men are nothing but dust buckets. They're highly emotional. It didn't work out. You say you all that, you a man, but guess what? Be man enough to walk away, except it didn't work out. Be man enough to go find you another woman. No, most dust buckets like this here, they really can't control a whole lot in life, which that can be applicable to all of us. But you got to understand that they want to feel powerful on top of somebody, because guess what? Their successes in life are very few. So what do? When you're in Dusty Land and you're a man, you try to find a woman, preferably I think a good woman, because I think they like the eye candy. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, eye candy. She could do better than him. So they can find a pretty girl and a woman that has her own, she has her own going on for herself. If they can go ahead and do that and then get her to be subjugated or get to a point where he can control her, oh, it's a plus plus. Why? He got a cute girl on his arm. And so that'll make him look good. That's his little boost. I keep on telling you, with these Dusties, the women, you're the resources. So the fact that he can snag you, if you got something going on for yourself, your own money, you're working, things of that nature, oh yeah. So then the next Dusty move, because you really can't grow, you really can't come up with a Dusty, you just a dust bucket, you can't. Anybody that's damaged, male or female, you can't come up. You can try all you want to. You can't. I've had a homeboy of mine that a beautiful black woman, she was damaged. And that later on came out. Way after the fact, after some alarming behavior. And she started to speak about it. And then you realize that, wow, she's really been abused and really been damaged. So then even getting her way out of that element, guess what? Everything could be going normal, and then she would just go into one of those moods. And she didn't get the healing that she needed. So, of course, in the therapy, she just took it out on him. A person that came to rescue her, gave her the best life she could imagine. And he tried. He tried to build with her, and he tried. But there was so much damage, and he didn't find this out until way after the fact. And it was like, oh, wow. Weird things started happening. So my point is, you can't fix. Everybody has their own little baggage, but some people are severely damaged. So sometimes with women, we think, oh, he's rough around the edges. I can go ahead and fix that. I can calm him down. We think we're the fixers. How many have tried and end up on the screen? Speaking in general, women, because if you hear of any man that you're involved with, and if you hear about an ex and something has happened, um, you might need to move around. You're thinking, oh, that's a whole different relationship. Oh, he's changed. People change. Sometimes you seeking to change them, they'll change you. They will change you so much, remove you from your very existence off this planet. And I understand people say, oh, the system failed. The system failed. Okay, so hearing that, where is the other information on Dusty Dan? Is the news holding something back? The system failed. So I'm wondering, okay, the system failed. When you hear that, typically that's when someone has like a restraining order against someone. Or that tells me the police at some point in time have more than likely been called when you start hearing the system failed. So that would lead me to believe, which I did not hear in the report, that she had a restraining order or she'd call the police, things of that nature. The system failed. Listen, a lot of times, women, we're failing ourselves, but sometimes you have that inkling we're failing ourselves, and we don't want it. We don't want to admit that. I'm gonna fix it. Oh, I want a boyfriend. He's got potential. I already told you that's the oldest pimp line popping. He got potential. So the system failed. Listen, if you're with a cuckoo, if you're with, it's enough a person is damaged, but then very angry and they have hatred. Some men will date you and they really deep down inside, they hate women. They like what you can do for them, but overall they got some kind of damage. It could be their mother. It's a guy, he had killed someone, and you know what he said? As he was killing a person, and I think he suffocated or strangled her. He put a bag over her head. And she was an older lady. As he was killing her, I think she was 60. Guess what he said? As he was doing it, he was thinking about his grandmother. Isn't that something? As he was doing it, he was thinking about his grandmother. Wow. What does it tell you? Sounds like it had a wonderful time? That tells me that may have been harboring it, and he's probably thinking, that's what he went through with his grandmother, so he did it to a victim that they robbed. Don't try to be the fixer. Relationships are hard enough, but you put people together with their damage, and then they really have a hatred, and then they have a control issue. Most Dusties want to control somebody because guess what? They can't control anything else. Again, they have very few successes. So the system failed. Yeah, makes me wonder if they're leaving something out. And now they're looking for quote. They think he may have hurt other victims. Why? That tells me this fool Dusty Dan is probably already in the system. How would they come up with that? His DNA might already be in the system. I look forward to the update. Any other victims? Why would they say that? Something has led to that. So anyway, let me know what you all think. But this here, when you see damage guilt, when you see a hint of violence or anger that cannot be controlled, don't look the other way. Well, I've been in this for too long and I really want it to work. You do? Sometimes you're hanging in there, call yourself, I really want it to work, has led a many woman to be put down deep in the dirt, 6 feet under, but you want it to work. You cannot fix stupid, and you cannot fix a person that is truly demonic. Anyway, thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. Simply Sad here on YouTube, and I'm out.